Solution Center to streamline, guide, and obtain approvals for investors through the application processes for licenses and permits. This will serve as a hub to facilitate investor interaction with various government entities, financial institutions, as well as business management organizations. To ensure effective coordination and timely decision making, the NIB collaborates closely with ministries, department agencies, and local administration authorities and other relevant stakeholders. And I'd like to state that the Ministry of Agriculture, through the Minister, has worked very, very closely with the NIB to not only speak about the 5.6 million hectares of arable land, but to now see how the various ecologies of different value chains could be established. So when investors come, we can easily locate you somewhere to start your investment. Together, we aim to solve problems efficiently in a transparent way. We are committed to continuously improving the efficiency of this one-stop shop center and to continue doing so once it becomes operational. Our role does not end there. After an investment takes place, we also offer aftercare investor support services. And for this, we have already developed a framework and an implementation plan. These services aim to maintain strategic engagement with investors, resolve any issues, and facilitate any processes. We also take an active role in promoting exports, a key engine for Sierra Leone's growth. The NIB supports exporters by providing marketing advisory services, marketing linkages, helping them develop comprehensive marketing plans to enter or expand into foreign markets. We facilitate access to fiscal and non-fiscal incentives and property rights enforcement. It is on this note that I welcome you all and bid you a wonderful experience in Sierra Leone. Thank you for your kind attention, and we wish a very fruitful deliberation here at this very
That would be very helpful to especially international investors. 24 hours. Just within that, you can register a business in Sierra Leone. I'd like to now invite Mr. Saeed Abubakar Banki, representative of the Food and Agriculture Organization for the United Nations, FAO in Sierra Leone. Please, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, I, Brigadier Julius Madakio, Excellency, Ambassadors present, Honorable Ministers, government partners, distinguished investors, stakeholders in the Agri-Food sector, very good morning to you all. On behalf of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you to Sierra Leone's Agri-Food Investment Summit. This landmark event is the first of its kind in recent years. I extend heartfelt congratulations to the government of Sierra Leone, the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, and all partners who work tirelessly to bring this strategic gathering to fruition. This summit marks a pivotal moment in our collective journey to foster transformative partnerships and mobilize private investment for the sustainable development of Sierra Leone's agri-food system. Indeed, the impact of this initiative is still really resonating beyond our borders. We have received expression of interest from neighboring countries, including Liberia, seeking to replicate this model as an encouraging testament to the leadership and vision demonstrated here today. Moreover, the summit aligns with a growing regional and global movement to invest in agri-food systems transformation as a driver of inclusive economic growth and sustainable development. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, FAO is proud to stand alongside Sierra Leone in this ambitious effort to modernize and revitalize the agri-food sector. The Feed Salon initiative exemplifies the government's commitment to placing agriculture at the heart of national transformation. Since 2021, FAO has supported the government in translating political will into tangible investment and impactful actions that benefit producers, consumers, and agri-businesses alike. Through the FAO Investment Center, in collaboration with the European Union and the Office of the Vice President, we have supported Sierra Leone's engagement in the UN Food Systems Summit and its commitment to sustainable food systems. We are assisting in the development of national forest inventory, a critical step towards supporting natural resource management and carbon finance. In partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, SLARI, Njala University, and other key institutions, we are advancing national priorities such as value addition, agro-processing, and market linkages, among others. This will create viable business opportunities for both public and private actors. Our efforts also focus on ensuring that policies and investments are aligned with and contribute meaningfully to the objectives of Feed Salon. Sierra Leone presents a compelling case for private investment across diverse agricultural value chains, including rice, cassava, cocoa, cashew, poultry, forestry, and oil palm, among others. FAO remains steadfast in its commitment to working hand in hand with the government, private sector, and all agri-food system stakeholders to strengthen capacities, catalyze investment, and promote sustainable and inclusive solutions that leaves no one behind. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Sierra Leone is one of the newest members of two key FAO initiatives, the Hand in Hand Initiative and then the Digital Villages Initiative. The Hand in Hand Initiative uses advanced geospatial modeling and analytics as well as a robust partnership building approach to foster market-based transformation of agri-food systems. It also aims to raising incomes, improving nutritional status, and well-being of poor and vulnerable populations, and strengthening resilience to climate change. Under the Digital Villages Initiative, it harnesses digitalization to promote inclusive rural transformation at the community level. It focuses on three pillars: improving productivity, enhancing market linkages, and supporting other rural off-market activities through digital innovation, ranging from low-end solutions to generate artificial intelligence. Together, these initiatives will bolster existing efforts in the agri-food system sector by strengthening data-driven decision-making processes and policies, identifying priority agri-food investments to reduce poverty, improve productivity in small and medium-scale agriculture, build digital capacities for rural cooperatives, extension officers, and mobilizing youth while strengthening the sustainability of agri-food systems. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today's summit is more than a convening. It is a catalyst for action. To our esteemed government counterparts, investors, agri-food entrepreneurs, and development partners, your expertise, innovation, and capital are vital to unlocking Sierra Leone's immense agri-food potential. FAO's technical expertise will continue to remain at your disposal to utilize as and when needed. Let's seize this opportunity to transform ambitions into collective action. Together, we can make Feed Salon a beacon of inclusive growth, resilience, and shared prosperity. Let us invest in sustainable, inclusive, and thriving agri-food future for Sierra Leone. With these few remarks, I would like to wish you all and myself fruitful deliberation throughout the day and tomorrow. Thank you.
So this summit has brought together three categories of potential investors: international and regional agri-food firms, development finance institutions, and impact funds. They will meet with more than 40 Sierra Leonean firms operating in the agri-food sector, representing several of the country's priority value chains, including rice, cassava, cocoa, cashew, poultry, including animal feed, maize, and soya, forestry, and palm oil. Government officials are also here, obviously, to promote the country's opportunities and business environment. At this point, let me welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of the Bank of Sierra Leone, Dr. Ibrahim L. Stevens.
Your Excellency, President, Brigadier Dr. Julius Madabio, Your Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Ministers, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, development partners, farmers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a great pleasure to address this distinguished gathering today, and I would like to extend my profound thanks and appreciation to the organizers and sponsors for bringing this important event to fruition. The Agri-Food Investor Summit is a testament to Sierra Leone's commitment to growth, investment, and trade. As we convene today, our focus is on harnessing the potential of our agri-food sector to drive inclusive growth, enhance food security, and stabilize our economy. Furthermore, this summit provides a vital platform for aligning agriculture with key priorities such as climate resilience, digital finance, and inclusive growth, with particular emphasis on empowering women and young people. His Excellency the President has rightly identified agriculture and food security as one of the big 5 game changers for our economic transformation. Agriculture is central to jobs, poverty reduction, and macroeconomic stability. Indeed, macroeconomic stability plays a vital role in catalyzing private sector investment. By maintaining a stable economic environment, government can minimize risks associated with investment, making it more attractive to private sector investors. This stability also leads to lower borrowing costs, as stable inflation and interest rates enable businesses to invest in growth and expansion. Our macroeconomic stability has been vital for spurring private sector investment, and the Bank of Sierra Leone has implemented policies that have led to conducive macroeconomic environment, thereby strengthening the foundations that fosters private sector-led growth. Our economy is expected to see robust growth over the next few years. We are currently growing at about 4.5%, but this is expected to increase to around 4.7 or 4.8% in 2026. And I believe with a program and a conference like this, deals will be signed that will spur growth even further and will surpass our expectation. But our growth is supported mainly by prudent macroeconomic policies and structural reforms, coupled with investments in agriculture and mining. Year-on inflation has also decreased significantly from about 20.9% in September last year to 5.3% in September this year. Ladies and gentlemen, our disinflation effort is a remarkable achievement. A small open economy like us was able to disinflate by over 40 percentage points over a 2.5-3 year period, which is a remarkable achievement. We also have a 38-month listed equity facility with the IMF, which is doing broadly well and it underpins our commitment to further reduce inflation, rebuild our reserves, and strengthen fiscal and monetary policy coordination by thereby enhancing investors' confidence. We have a very flexible foreign exchange market. If you come here and invest as an investor, you can repatriate your profit and capital through the banking system. Of course, subject to the standard documentation and applicable laws, but we have a very flexible arrangement which is supportive to investment. However, and this is a big however, exporters are required to repatriate at least 30% of their proceeds through the banking system within 45 days in compliance with the Finance Act of 2024, thereby enhancing transparency but also providing essential market liquidity. I'm also very happy to report that borrowing costs in our economy has gone down considerably from around 40% about a year ago, now averaging between 15 and 17%. Our domestic currency Leone has remained remarkably stable over the past 2 years, again owing to prudent policies implemented by the bank and the Ministry of Finance. The Leone has traded within a very narrow band in recent months, supporting both planning and investment decisions by farmers. Agriculture is a driver of transformation, and the Bank of Sierra Leone is unapologetic in supporting agriculture in Sierra Leone. We have very fertile land, as has been explained, favorable rainfall, and a young workforce. Specifically, the Bank of Sierra Leone has supported this sector by putting forward an agricultural credit facility to the equivalent of about $10 million in loans to provide concessional finance channeled by commercial banks, prioritizing rice, onions, and poultry. This facility has performed remarkably well, and it's a risk-sharing facility where 75% of business is borne by the financial institutions and the central bank. The ACF the agricultural credit facility is completely aligned with the bank's traditional function of maintaining stable prices and promoting financial system stability. Indeed, by providing concessional facilities to investors at a rate of 10%, you are actually putting downward pressure on prices. Hence, you can see the reduction in inflation, and I expect inflation to decrease even further in the months ahead. We, as the central bank, will support and promote capital incentives for banks that finance private smart agriculture so that we can increase productivity. Also, through our regulatory sandbox, we are prepared to welcome climate index insurance, innovative agricultural lending, digital advisory, and various financial technology products that could be onboarded into our system. Frankly, we are open and we welcome your investment in this economy. The DSM will also support the government's effort to access global climate finance and will ensure that all interventions we make are fully aligned with the National Climate Adaptation Plan and the Agricultural Strategy. Going forward, we intend to deepen financial sector initiatives that expand access to finance, strengthen resilience, and enhance opportunities for growth, particularly within agriculture and small and medium-sized enterprises. We are also collaborating with the private sector, with development partners, and others. In fact, I'm pleased to note on the record that the IFC, International Finance Corporation, and Access Bank have signed a local currency risk-sharing facility that will support up to $20 million in SME lending with strong focus on inclusion. This facility deliberately prioritizes women-led enterprises, helping to unlock affordable credits and strengthen community livelihoods and create employment across the agricultural value chain. The Bank of Sierra Leone is also in a big project with the World Bank, the Financial Inclusion 2 project, second Financial Inclusion project, which is a $40 billion project. Half of that project would promote credit, concessional credit, a line of credit to private sector investors. So there is also big opportunity for you to invest in this economy with the support of our partners. We remain committed to fostering a stable, transparent, and prudent business environment. Our efforts are focused on strengthening market infrastructure, advancing digitalization of payment through our instant payment service, and also promote smart prudential regulations with access to finance objectives that enable banks to prudently expand lending to agriculture and agro-processing. We are working with the Association of Commercial Banks to make sure we have consistent agricultural, smart regulatory environment that would encourage the banks to lend more to the agricultural sector. Our banks have been traditionally lending on trade basis, where you lend for 2 months, 3 months, the goods come, and then the person will pay. We want the system to expand beyond that. We want to grow our portfolio, so we encourage the banks. We're all here. We need to change the framework and the business model so that agriculture can become central in our activities. I'm also pleased to announce that we have a boldly growing financial inclusion landscape. Since 2021, we have markedly increased the number of people that are engaged in formal financial activities through mobile banking and other related means. Financial inclusion in Sierra Leone was about 29% in 2021. Today, as we speak, it's almost 40%, and we are targeting over 50% in the next year or so. So we remain committed, and we are steadfast in our collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture. For us, agricultural productivity, success in investment in agriculture is a prerequisite for macroeconomic stability. We've just been told we have 5 million hectares, I think I had, of arable land that is ready. That's, from a simple economic standpoint, that's your linchpin to grow your economy. And we, the Bank of Sierra Leone, make no apologies to support this particular initiative so that we can grow the economy prudently. Your Excellency, placing agriculture and food security at the heart of our national growth agenda is instructive and commendable. The sustainable growth in our agricultural sector is critical for achieving overall macroeconomic stability. Therefore, to investors and partners, I want to encourage you to please come into Sierra Leone. You have a very stable macroeconomic environment, you have a predictable regulatory space, which is very important. Predictability in regulation, you can be assured of that from the Bank of Sierra Leone in all your financial dealings in this economy, and we encourage you to come. I thank you for your confidence in Sierra Leone. Together we can build resilient value chains, create jobs, and deliver shared prosperity. With stability improving, with digital payments scaling up, with new partnerships such as the one with the International Finance Corporation and Access Bank, and soon to be announced, the one with Vista Group and the European Investment Bank, I think we are primed to move ahead successfully in growing our economy. The bank stands ready as a guardian of this economic stability, as a partner in progress, so that finance flows to productive agriculture, to women, to young people, and to climate-smart investment that can endure for a very long time. Together we will feed our nation, grow exports, lift rural incomes across every district. Thank you very much for your attention.
And yes, with approximately 5.4 million hectares of arable farmland, fertile soil, and high rainfall, we invite you to come and invest in Feed Salon. Let us now welcome Mr. Mohamed Sow, who is the CEO for PC Agriculture. Please welcome him to the board.
His Excellency the President, the Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, especially the EFIs coming from around the world, all protocols observed. I think we've got the statistics from the Bank Governor that should give some comfort to the EFIs coming to Sierra Leone as an investment destination. For us at PC, I want to share our experiences with you from an agricultural perspective and also from a finance perspective as well. I happen to be the finance director for PC Holdings, which placed me in a very good position, I think, to look at things from the agri-manufacturing point of view and also from the financial landscape as well. We bring greetings from PC Holdings, a group that comprises of PC & Sons, Jolax Manufacturing, PC & Sons imports and distributes essential food items, Jolax Manufacturing itself that has transformed from imports to domestic production of the paddy oil, crude palm oil being transformed into vegetable oil, 72% of the crude palm oil is oil, and the 28% of the PFAD and stearin we use to make soap. It's not just for the domestic market, but we also export to Senegal and Mali, and also to Liberia and Guinea. We also have Milan, which is the plastic component of the group that does the water tanks. Over the past few years, we have also diversified into PVC pipes and other plastic products as well. Over the past 5 years, during the COVID period, they gave us time to reflect. That is, to reduce the reliance on importation. We created 2 new subsidiaries. One was PC Agriculture, and the other one was PC Industries. We used to have the seasoning cube from China. We now produce it, package it, at clientele and freezer. I think it's safe to say we're a significant player in the onion market in Sierra Leone, importing from Holland, Belgium, and other places. And again, the COVID experience taught us that we have to go closer to home. We established a farm, 646 hectares, but cultivating progressively around 100 now of onions in the dry season and maize. And we have had a very good support from IFC for the onion farm. We do it in the dry season, maize in the rainy season to support the poultry industry as a whole. His Excellency, we challenged our CEO Mahesh Nandwani to grow things in Sierra Leone and reduce it. I can tell you, we have listened to you. We have faced the challenges, but I'm happy to say we are enjoying agriculture. It's easy for me to speak to His Excellency because he's a very good farmer as well. I don't know how many of you know that, but he's very keen farmer. So I bring you greetings from PC Holdings, from Mahesh. He wanted to be here today, but he's not in country. But we wanted to share our experiences with you. Over the past 4 or 5 years, our drive has been backward integration strategy. We have good access to the open market. We have built over the years very good distribution outlets across Sierra Leone. We have presence in Liberia, in Guinea, in Senegal, and in Mali. And we want to expand that a little bit further. This backward integration is geared towards connecting the value chain. For us, that is critical to have a holistic view to agribusiness. We don't want to just do agriculture as it used to be. We want to do agribusiness. Similar to some of the models we have in Côte d'Ivoire, we have partnering farms there that we work with in Senegal, in Ghana, for example. So the examples I have given today is what we have experienced. We used to import the vegetable oil from Indonesia from 2012. We now have a 9,000 metric ton a month capacity refinery at Wellington, where we produce the vegetable oil and soap. We have the seasoning cubes in Pinetown, we have the onion farm, and we are in over the next year to complete our logistics hub at Pinetown at a cost of about $25 million. So what we're saying here is over the past 6-7 years, PC has invested close to about $150 million in Sierra Leone. Now, this is significant because when somebody comes to invest in a country, they need to see that we are de-risking. investment strategies in Sierra Leone. We are investing in Sierra Leone because we believe in Sierra Leone. My husband was born in Sierra Leone, grew up in Sierra Leone, educated in Sierra Leone. So he believes the investment should be made in Sierra Leone. It's a beautiful country. For those of you visiting for the first time, we will implore you to move around, to have a look at the landscape, enjoy the beautiful beach areas that we have, but also to invest with your money. I have been in investment before I joined PC 4 years ago. We brought AFC to Sierra Leone, ratification of the AFC Treaty in Parliament, ultimately led to the FPGO transaction of over $400 million. And we also have lithium activity going on at a high level of about $260 million. At PC, we are working with groups like Sonoco who are attracting investments. So the message to the DFIs is that we are happy for you to be here, but we want to take the investment to the next level. And at PC, we recognize our responsibilities for the recipients of investment. This year, we have received about $32 million from Coca-Cola and IFC combined. But we have to live up to our responsibility as well. This transformation of family-owned businesses to corporate identity is critical to receive these investments. And PC has moved in that direction to have a board for JOAX and the board of directors for PC Holdings as well, and group structure. Externally audited accounts of international standing, that means accounting standards. So we have to take the lead. We have to show that investments can be done in Sierra Leone where the investor can see accountability, transparency in the private sector. But in all of this that PC is doing, we have had tremendous support. We have support from the President, the Feed Salon Initiative. We have been a good friend to the group and visiting the farm once. We would like you to come again to open our processing house. We are opening a processing house at the farm to process onions, from harvest to sorting to packing, highly mechanized, but we are also mindful that that will not reduce the job opportunities we have there. We want to thank the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone for introducing PC to IFC. I remember the first meeting we had in his office about years ago with Olivia Puyeyo, who at the time was the IFC West Africa representative. And that led to about a $12 billion investment. But it's not just that. It's the technical support and the upstream activities that creates the systems and structures. Because I think sometimes we focus just about the investment, the money. For PC, we try to look at it from a different perspective. The creation of systems and structures that come with the investment is critical because that generates income for a longer time in the company. The income and the money can be spent in a week. But the systems and structures that you build, especially in the ESG, the environmental, social, and governance, the computerized systems, the management structures, the accountability, the technology, the productivity, those are the lasting impacts and legacies that the DFIs will leave in the group. And we have benefited or are benefiting from those ourselves. I want to thank the Minister of Agriculture. It's a pleasure to work with you. Always looking at positive solutions in the sector. We have benefited from the Ministry of Agriculture, from PC, bringing in our plants and machinery, fertilizers, seeds. We've had very good waivers, duty waivers, and we've had encouragement from the Ministry, giving financial support at the time through the Bank of Sierra Leone. And we are grateful for that. And we cannot go through this if there is a short discussion without the challenges we face as well. We have a rapid growth, not just in Sierra Leone, but across the continent. By 2050, it will be 2.5 billion. We have climate change. There are droughts, there are floods, we have soil degradation, and we have other challenges that we face. Malnutrition is on the decline, but it's still a challenge, coexisting with obesity. So therefore, there is also a huge focus for us it's more important than the other concept, which is the 30 to 40% food loss post-harvest. That is a critical concept, because if we focus on what is working, then we have the ability to go into the areas that need renewal or expansion itself. But with these challenges comes opportunities. The staples that we have to scale up the staples at maize. There's a huge opportunity for maize in Sierra Leone. We did a test last season. We got about 8 tons per hectare, which was a pleasant surprise for us. So we have decided to invest $800,000 of maize, harvesting equipment, and processing up to bagging to support the poultry industry. We believe there should be further investments in cassava. Cassava is a wonderful crop that can have a lot of products and byproducts from that as well. And of course, there's millet and there's rice. The opportunity as well there, the opportunity is also there to embrace innovation. Climate resilient crops, alternative proteins, fertilizers, plant fertilizers as well. But the underlying message from us as a group is that we need to blend tradition with science for resilience. We cannot abandon the basic aspects that are working. We need to identify them, quantify those, and increase those. So, how we grow things matters in itself. So the soil, regeneration of the soil. When we started growing onions on the farm, for example, at Leone, there was a pH level of about 4.2 to 4.4. Those who grow onions know that you need pH of about 5.2. In that category, right up to 5.6. So we have to invest in a lot of aggressive line from Senegal to increase that pH. This is where we need DFI support. So it's not just about the money, it's the technical capacity, the technical skills transfer that we need to make sure that the investments that we make results in the derived objectives that we have. We are also working on skills transfer at the farm, also focusing on biodiversity. I'm also looking in the next few years on digital agriculture, how we look at the landscape in terms of the changing nature of the soil. The rains, we can all see the timing of the rains are changing, coming early, and with onions that are sensitive to rains, we have to look exactly when the rains start, when it stops, the dry season, etc. For us, these are the aspects that matter to us for climate change as well. In closing, at PC, we want to look, and I'm not talking about PC here, we're talking about the agricultural landscape in Sierra Leone. There are farms here in Sierra Leone that we at PC we admire a lot. Myra is one of them. And we also have Sunbury. Because you see, farming is a club where we learn from each other, we share experiences, and try to get better as we go along. So beyond the farm, we're looking at the inputs. Our objective, and I think we should better in this area, we need to buy more locally from producers in Sierra Leone and suppliers. And, we hope the price will be right. Because the biggest challenge is prices. When you try to source maybe from other places, I will not call names and compare to yes, maybe price is a challenge even though we want to buy more locally. It is important for us to buy locally because we want to expand the value chain. That's critical for us. Storage is critical. And there comes energy supply. Energy is critical to agriculture. We have two $650 kVA generators. At the peak season of our agricultural landscape, we power them continuously. You control the supply into the market, thereby regulating how much goes into the market. So there's food supply for a longer period of time, there's stability of prices, and also there's income for the producers. We lose about 45% of our produces across Africa due to the lack of storage and processing itself. So that is an area where we are focusing on the farm, and we will appeal to other farmers and also the authorities and government to do that as well. So we are ready from the board at PC, for Mahesh, And also all the staff, we have about 1,562 staff members of PC. We are ready to embrace His Excellency of vision of Feed Sierra Leone, working with the Ministry of Agriculture, working with the Ministry of Trade, who have been very, very supportive of all our endeavors, working with the bank. And we leave you with the human dimension of the agribusiness and investment landscape that we have. 60% of Africa's workforce is in agriculture. And the women are the backbone of smallholder farmers. We have about 2,200 outgrowths that we support at the Lunge area. And I can tell you that 90% of those are women. I don't know about the other sectors, but in agriculture we find women more productive than men. And, they are the backbone of our farm. They are the mainstay of the farming soil. And for the youth, the next generation of agri-entrepreneurs is very exciting. So our message from the group is to thank His Excellency for the vision he has shown in agriculture. It's a special feeling. I don't know if any of you have seen onion seed. It's as small as a sun. And to apply irrigation, fertilizers, and all of this to see that seed to the onion that you can see. Agriculture has huge challenges. It can be the most frustrating, but it gives you the best satisfaction when you see the harvest in the field, you see the feelings among the workers, you eat fresh organic food, and the group itself, PC did very well last year, and they're increasing our turnover of about 20%. Even though PC Agriculture made a loss, you can know it's the golden baby in the stable, because it takes the energy and time of everybody and the focus. So we thank all of you in Sierra Leone, more so those who traveled all the way to be here. Other companies are investing in Sierra Leone. The landscape is good. Inflation is reducing, as the governor said. The macroeconomic foundations have been built over the past 2-3 years are looking very strong. The green shoots for the economy are good. Invest in Sierra Leone. You will not regret it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. To the residents in the country, we should all try to be farmers, not necessarily on a large scale. I once bought a pineapple, and something told me I should just plant it in my compound. It grew. I harvested the pineapple. Don't ask me about the remaining details. All you have to know is I planted the pineapple. I just didn't bother to go learn when to harvest, so I prematurely harvested the beautiful pineapple. But I'll try again. And if we get to see, I'll give you an update on what happened after I tried. But we could all be farmers. There must be a space. If you don't have a space in the compound you need, you could use even tires now. They make them into pots that you can plant things. An old bucket, a bean you could use. There are many things you could use to just plant something. It's very delicious to eat what you grow. I know this from the apple tree in my compound. It tastes differently from the apples I buy outside. I want to recommend to our first-time visitors, please, before you leave, no matter how short your journey here is, before you leave Sierra Leone, try the jollof rice. Again, it's not to prove a point. We already have the title. We make the best jollof in West Africa. It's not to prove a point. It's for your confirmation. And please try cassava leaves, just so you know that Liberians are joking. We actually cook the best cassava leaves. Yeah. To the local residents, I want to also recommend something to them. How does it call that it goes to the fish? Help me, but one side and boys. Any help, please? Garlic soup. Okay, so if you're seated close to any of our visitors, please recommend that it goes to. But you have to find where you tell an outfit that it goes to. Sorry, let's see that. Right, so we will continue with the program. Now I would like to invite to the podium the Chief Minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. David Moynihan.
Thank you. His Excellency President Esmadabio, Ministers of Government, the Majority Leader and Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, investors, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Your Excellency, my job as the Chief Operating Officer of your government is today here to do two things. One, to situate today's event in the broader strategy and vision that you have for Sierra Leone. And two, to share precisely how these investments are impacting the country and the pockets of everyday citizens. For this, the Minister of Agriculture gave me 5 minutes. I would like to kindly ask that I take 7. Your Excellency, your vision, your government's vision, and our nation's plan, the Sierra Leone Medium-Term National Development Plan, is clear in our development manual. When you launched it 2 years ago, you said, and have repeatedly said, we must deliver. And myself and the rest of the team responded that together we will deliver. And so I want to focus on 2 aspects from this National Development Plan today to show precisely how together we are delivering. 5 big game changer 1. 5.1, feed salon. 5.1.1, accelerating productivity and commercialization of the agricultural sector, page 55. This is precisely why we're here today, sir. The vision is clearly stated, and I quote, economic growth and poverty reduction in Sierra Leone will only be sustained with development in the agricultural sector, end quote. On page 59, the key targets, including land under cultivation, rice yields, better improvement in the Global Food Security Index, and reduced imports of our key staple foods, are well listed. Sir, we're doing well. And meeting key production zones. The Minister of Agriculture has shown us how we're delivering this across, highlighted how some of our youth are deploying ag-tech farms. Sir, of the 9 key policy recommendations which are available for citizens and investors to read, we have either done all of them or are near completion of them. The National Development Plan is clear, and amongst those big 5, we also have what I call enablers, and these enablers support the delivery of these goals. Enabler 1 is diversifying the economy and promoting growth. 1.2 is strengthening private sector for trade and sustainable development. Again, this is on page 1. is hosting the first ever manufacturer summit tomorrow and throughout this week. Key policy action 6 of that enabler sign is, I read, quote, establish viable PPD platforms for trade and agricultural dialogue. Voila. This is why we're here. I painstakingly, actually I enjoy reading this manual, but I went through this because our development agenda in this country is shaped by a national development plan. That's our manual. That's our Bible. And what's the impact, people ask? We don't want a plan. We want to feel it in our pockets. Critics there. So I want you to allow me, sir, to end with 2 examples. First, through your work and advocacy, Sierra Leone has received a commitment of about $2 billion of direct foreign investment over the last couple of countries. And this is the part where critics go and say, eh? But with our partners in area, we have hosted several investment delegations. Sierra Leone, sir, thanks to your leadership and advocacy, is a priority country for UK's BII, who has committed $100 million to Sierra Leone. Propaco from France and FMO from Holland came to Sierra Leone 3 years ago, and within that period have invested over $50 million. So it is not just words. In the last few weeks alone, 6 new deals have closed. IFC with Access Bank, IFC with Maxen, Propaco with Sonoco, AgDevco with Planting Natural, EIB with Vista Bank, Spilo with Sopia, and there are many more that are in the pipeline. This is not to mention the 500 million AFC gold mine in Bauma, the 450 million DFC lands energy plants in Kisi, and the 270 million DFC finance airport. So allow me to state how these investments are felt in our pockets, and for the investors here, I'm going to speak Creole. Because people make you want to say that 2 billion we can, you know, in our pocket. I just want to talk smaller more how that money the President Bill can go for and why we get that today, how that money they in your pocket and they in your pocket. That IFC investment we Maxen get. And the reason we make cement in the country today is cement price stable. Today, cement can go, it loss. It go, it can. But that investment they inside the company that they with the building cement factory there, I get to make cement price go down. The other IFC and BRI investment inside them we bank them. Now I make interest rates don't go down from 40% to about 15%. We mean say with small business there, we for take money in a bank today at 15% and then we'll be make small profits. That DFC investment we go inside finance like you see. Now I make that money where they sell cookery like you see, they sell more cookery today. Now I make that person where they told that cement where they push that Olanki, they get more work today because they carry more cement inside Olanki for putting the place where they build the energy plant. That import tax where they come out, where people then they come with their investments there. Now they increase the amount of money where the government they get, will they use for pay with each other. It means the price of your bus will go inside the company we just talk like PC and sons. Now you make the price of your bus stay down. Now you make the people they waiting Lokomasama they get more work. It means that farmer within that Kamakwe, we get our plants now, we get the industry, we get they take cashew, the cashew they come on as salon, like Kamakwe Kamalotsa. They go reach now London. And because of the investments they did. So then people then within that Kisi, that Cree woman, that Mami within that Kamalo, that young man within that Bangwang, and then investment money there, will be the time for where President Bill to go for 90 and pocket. So next time when somebody say, that 2 billion, how you have the pocket, we able for tell them say that 2 billion they inside the pocket. So that crew man where they actually see, so that person, where that lawyer, where they sign that agreement for them, so that young man, where they push up on pay for curb, that cement, and that manufacturing place there. Let me end in English. In 2023, Your Excellency, you gave us a plan. We promise that we will stick to the plan and we will follow you, our leader. And today, together, I can tell you we are delivering on it. Not in words, but in the pockets of individual citizens across the country. And that delivery is not just for the wealthy, but it cuts right through from the pre-seller APC to the teacher in local Masaba in a truly radically inclusive way. Your Excellency, your vision in 2023 for agriculture and trade was clear. It was bold and actionable. We are well on the way in achieving that. And we will hold this Bible of development close to our hearts, and we will use it to evaluate ourselves and engage our people. I'm so excited to hear your vision again today on trade and agriculture for our investors and us in government and the people of this country. It is clear that your action and the actions today that you will shape for us in this country is essential for our national development. We will stick to the plan and we will follow you, our leader. Thank you.
All right. Now let us hear from the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security,
Thank you. Your Excellency, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Malabio, Honorable Chief Minister, colleague ministers here present, the leader of government business here present, other senior members of government, our government partners, distinguished guests, our esteemed investors, some of whom are here for the first time, and our local businesses that are in the room today. I say, I think it's still morning. Good morning. It is with great delight that I stand before you this morning, and allow me at the outset to express my profound gratitude to all the partners who have joined forces to make this summit possible. This initiative began with a side meeting with the governments of Sierra Leone and FAO and the FAO Investment Center when His Excellency visited Rome earlier this year, in February precisely. From that conversation and other engagements with BII, ARIA, FCDO, Investor Loan, and the European Union, we have this vision finally taking shape in this room. I really want to thank everybody, the planning team, from the Investment Center, the FAO, my team, Ministry of Agriculture. And I want to, Your Excellency, ask that I single out one individual from TBI, Camila. She has talked to almost every investor in this room, every partner. She did it knowing that Friday is her last day in Sierra Leone working for TBI. She wanted to make sure this event was successful and she put everything in. So please join me again to appreciate that. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, a little over 2 years ago, you took a hard look at our nation. You looked at where we've come from, the gains you made under your human capital flagship, and the future we must secure in a world where nations are turning inward. And you set a bold vision in that development plan. You said by 2039, Sierra Leone must be a middle-income country offering real economic opportunities for its very young population. In that context, you declared agriculture and food systems as your #1 priority for your second term. By doing so, you committed to building our economy from the ground up to ensure prosperity for all. And indeed, it has meant mobilizing all of government with a clear focus and determination to deliver on feet alone. But you also recognize that government alone cannot do it. The scale of our ambition and the pace at which we must deliver it requires that we unleash the potential of the private sector, working together with our smallholder farmers. In just over 2 years, we've made significant progress because, Your Excellency, people have responded and answered to your call. We're producing more of our staple, more rice, we're importing fewer eggs, chicken, onions, and increasing exports. This has saved valuable foreign exchange, helped stabilize our currency, and improve the overall bankability of our economy. We are also seeing a growing number of local entrepreneurs investing in processing, some of whom are all in this room. As smallholder production continues to rise, the need for processing into higher value products will demand more capital. This is where private sector must play a defining role. Sustaining our commitment requires cultivating a vibrant private sector that must complement the efforts of government. This summit is a clear signal that Sierra Leone is open for the private sector, that Sierra Leone's agriculture is open to the private sector. We will invest in building partners, business to business, government to business, and will translate our ambitions to bankable projects collaboratively with you all. This is not a talk shop, and I promise the talking will finish in these morning hours and there will be real conversations. This is a platform to match investors to indigenous farms. In the next 3 days, international investors and local agribusinesses in this room will identify concrete investment opportunities to transform Sierra Leone's agriculture sector. They will advance business proposals and close deals. We've even dedicated a whole day for them to go to the field, see agribusinesses, see the beauty of the country, see what our land and soils have to offer. As a follow-up mechanism, in addition to what the NIB will do, we've also dedicated a special contact through the Agricultural Transformation Office for engagement with partners as a post this summit. Ladies and gentlemen, this summit is part of a broader government commitment to enable a vibrant private sector to enhance competitiveness. Like you, we understand that agricultural transformation is a long endeavor requiring structured support and a predictable policy environment. And as government, we've already taken tangible steps in this direction. Infrastructure, we're developing hubs for key value chains, increasing infrastructure density in these areas, roads, bridges, irrigation, and power to connect and process more cheaply. Access to finance, we've heard the bank governor, we're providing finances for local agribusinesses cheaply. We're providing mechanisms to guarantee that when you invest, you can repatriate and recoup your resources. Building the human capital. We know agriculture requires technically skilled personnel. We're expanding technical training in mechanization, and we're investing to strengthen our research institutions to provide just the manpower needed. Fiscal incentives. We are designing competitive fiscal and non-fiscal incentives to ensure profitability and competitiveness when you invest in Sierra Leone. Agriculture must be done in land, and there's always questions around land. We've made laws and policies to ensure new land zoning frameworks to make it easier to access land and clearer and more transparent. And I'm glad that PC Holdings spoke here today. Please talk to them. You can do business in Sierra Leone. You can acquire land, large piece of land, and do business and make profits peacefully. But ladies and gentlemen, our reforms and renewed commitment to transforming agriculture have earned Sierra Leone support from traditional and new partners alike. Just over a year ago, the Arab Coordinating Group members pledged over $850 million to support agricultural transformation in Sierra Leone. So these days, we've converted over 280 million of that into active programs on the ground, and some are in advanced stages of development. Thank you. But, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it goes beyond the money. It is what this represents, which is a vote of confidence. It's confidence in His Excellency's vision, confidence in the direction of our policies, and that Sierra Leone is a country that means business now more than ever. And ladies and gentlemen, for the investors here in this room, this should be what guides your decision to invest here, where in Sierra Leone, where commitment matches the opportunities that we have. And we have lots of those opportunities. Please permit me to just list some for you. Rice, our staple. This is what we import is annually close to $200 million with our ambition to export in ECOWAS. You do the math. It's a lot of dollars to be made. Poultry, another $40 to $50 million annually that we import. These are all things we want to reduce importation and even position ourselves to export. Onions is spoken about a lot. We still import close to $20 million worth of onions with a lot of intention for exportation. Cassava. Cassava is perhaps our biggest game changer with over 40 distinct products, industrial products and food products you can get from cassava, ranging from starch, ethanol to flour. And we in Sierra Leone, we have the unique capabilities to do this, and people know how to do it. We have the experts, global experts in the world of cassava living here with us in this room. In fact, this is all something we can convert and make money from. Cocoa, certified organic cocoa is where we pride ourselves. I think we're second or third exporter of that to Europe. It's where we can get the margins, even as bulk cocoa margins begin to reduce. Cashew and coffee. This is expanding. I'm really delighted to see, go around and see some of the processing that is being done. But speaking of coffee, I believe the future lies with us because with Stenophilia coffee that matches the taste of any premium coffee, but yet with stress of climate change, can withstand high temperatures. We believe Sierra Leone can be that place where coffee we lead on. Oil, palm, and sugar, these are multi-million-dollar opportunities that Sierra Leone is uniquely positioned to take advantage of. We're open and ready for the private sector to do business with the private sector in many ways, through joint ventures, public-private partnerships, and to enhance partnerships and accountability. We're working with the Bank of Sierra Leone, and thanks to PICREF and all their commitments to establish a special purpose vehicle for agricultural financing. Our goal is to build an ecosystem that works for both local and international investors, and to nurture local champions for all our priority value chains. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, the African food market will surpass $1 trillion by 2030. Sierra Leone is determined to claim its share, working hand in hand with you here in this room. In this moment, and with this president, there's never been a better time to invest. Which is why I'm so delighted that His Excellency made time to join us today for this important event. He will not only speak as president, he will speak as one of the biggest farmers in the country. And dare I say, he may just be one of your collaborators in the country. Your Excellency, the story of agriculture in Sierra Leone is changing because of the steadfast leadership. We're moving from subsistence to scale, from relief to investment. Ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to be a part of this transformation. Thank you very much.
That was powerful, you agree. I would now want all of us to kindly focus on the projector ahead. Can we have someone turn up the lights, please? Don't worry, you're safe. We have the president here. Can we have the lights out, please? This is a video about feed salon. Please pay attention to the video.
I am sure that you that together together there will be salon. There will be salon. We forward, we give a dollar for so together we can take salon. And this God is conscious. Together we can take salon. It's my second time today. It's essential for life. And it also supports the livelihood of hundreds of thousands of people. But the truth is, we have never taken it seriously. This is my second time today from the body. Food is essential for life. Food is essential for the community. We are African transport. Not only food, but food security, but also stealing. God is this is the fact. This is a call for action. We have to take up. I am sure and I believe that together we can be done. Together, there will be salon. There will be salon. We forward, we give a dollar for so together, we can take salon. And this God is conscious. And we are not going to very back there. Together, we can be salon.
Together, we can feed salon. I think it's our turn to record our own piece of that video, even without the cameras rolling. Can we do our own piece? We all say together, together, we can feed salon. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Together, we can feed salon. Please translate that into action. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now for the keynote address. Please be upstanding for His Excellency, Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Maadabu, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much. Let's all sit down, please. The Chief Minister, Ministers of Government, our investors, the most important people in here today, Sierra Leone companies that are present here, development partners, distinguished persons, we the farmers that are here today, we did. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about my passion, not only because it's good for economic growth and sustainable broad-based development, but because of the inner feeling you get when you grow something. There's no feeling like that. So this morning, I want to welcome all of you to Sierra Leone, especially our friends and partners who are investors who are here today. It is my pleasure to open the 2025 Sierra Leone Agri-Food Investor Summit, a major milestone for our paid salon program and a new chapter in our story, national story. This summit is more than just an investor conference, like the many conferences we have attended. It's a call to secure our nation's dignity through the power to feed ourselves, create jobs, and build prosperity from our own soil. I have spoken about this before, and I said that we should be food sovereign. And for us as Syrians, we should take the lead, but we cannot lead without the technical guide, which again we must invest in that, and we are hoping that our partners will bring that up. Not only the money, but also the technical backstopping that we need, because what I asked this nation to do was to latch on to agriculture as a means for national development. Technical know-how, and that can lead to frustration and a lot of waste of money. So we are inviting you as investors not only to come with the money, but also the agri-knowledge that is needed, because agriculture is society. Today we present Sierra Leone's agriculture and food sector as open for business, full of opportunities and promise. I want to assure you that my government is committed to building the modern agri-food economy that is powered by the private sector investment, local enterprise, and global partnership. That is why we are here, and that is why we have invited. Again, I say to you, thank you for coming. Two years ago, I called on our nation to grow what we eat and eat what we grow. They listened, and so did the world, and that is why we have answered our call to be here today. Your presence here is proof that Sierra Leone is ready for investment and open for partnerships. So I want to start by thanking the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security for its leadership and our partners, especially the FAO, the EU, the FCDO, Investment, ARIA, and the British International Investment for your trust and collaboration, which has made this possible. This is the first time our country has gathered investors, farmers, agri-businesses on this scale, with more than 25 international investors, 40 local companies, and representatives from government, partners, and civil society. Over the next 3 days, you share ideas, connect, and explore opportunities to help us feed the salon. So, ladies and gentlemen, agriculture is the heartbeat of our economy, where most of our people actually work and where the greatest potential lies. I've said this so many times, and I believe in it. And in the many activities I do in the farms, in as much as money may come out of it, it's actually meant to demonstrate by action and by leading with example that in our farms we can feed ourselves, but in addition be able to make money and live. Our Feed Salon program, we are determined to grow more of what we eat, reduce imports, and ensure the benefits with every farmer and family. Every seed we plant is more than just a crop. It is a promise to a farmer that her work will be rewarded. To the youth that his future will be built at home and not elsewhere, and to the nation that hunger will no longer define us. In that regard, public spending on agriculture has actually increased from 2% to 7% of the national budget, the highest in our history. We are reforming land laws, improving trade systems, and offering tax incentives to make investing in agriculture easier and more rewarding in Sierra Leone. We have established a whole of government delivery mechanism, the Presidential Council for Feed Salon, of which I am the chair. This initiative aims to ensure that the agriculture sector works effectively with infrastructure, trade, energy, health, and finance. By doing so, we can address the trade-offs that arise at the intersection of food, climate, transportation, and water. And we are promoting climate-smart farming that protects our environment and sustains future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, our nation offers competitive advantages for doing business in Sierra Leone, especially in the agriculture sector. First, our strategic location and market access. Sierra Leone is West Africa's natural gateway. We are Africa's market in the Atlantic. Through our deep water ports, investors can reach regional and global markets with ease. And as a member of ECOWAS and the African Continental Free Trade Area, goods that are produced here can move duty-free across borders to reach more than 400 million consumers just in West Africa. Second, our untapped potential and strong political will. We have vast arable land, as I've been alluded to earlier, reliable rainfall, and a young tradable workforce. We have over 5.4 million hectares of arable land, but only 20% of that is being used. A clear opportunity for investment, ladies and gentlemen. But what truly sets Sierra Leone apart is political leadership and policy consistency. As president, I personally chair the Presidential Council for Feed Salon. If you are here and you mean business, you have to find me on this journey. And you will never walk away. There is an African proverb that says, when you want to go fast, you go alone. But when you want to go as long as possible, which is what we should do, you should have partners. And I see in you those partners, the fact that you traveled from faraway places to come here. And we have partners that are local, who have hidden the poor for food security, and all they need technical and financial backstop, which I hope we will be able to provide for them. This alignment between government and private sector guarantees delivery. Third, our predictable investment climate. Sierra Leone offers a stable democracy, ladies and gentlemen, transparent governance, and clear investment laws, as you had the Mr. Sandy list down not only the incentives, but many things, and I'm particularly pleased that we are able to register business in 24 hours. And he was not lying, because yesterday I know some investors have come, not in agriculture, and they told me we applied on Friday and we are ready to pick our certificate now. You would have been in serious trouble if you would say something contrary to that. But I remember very well, yesterday morning. We also provide tax incentives, simplified procedures, and full protection of property and profits. Every investment in Sierra Leone is protected by law, supported by policy, and rewarded by performance. Major institutions, the African Development Bank, and the EU are investing here, given the confidence that Sierra Leone is bankable and dependable, and that is what we want to say to you. In short, our advantage is clear: location, potential, and predictability. This is what makes Sierra Leone a safe and smart choice for agribusiness investment. Be smart and make sure you stay. In all of these, we are working with our partners to deliver projects that open markets, improve infrastructure, and strengthen value chains. We are connecting local companies with international investors to share knowledge, access, finance, and scale of production. We have whose only limitation is access to finance. And of course, as I've said, the technical knowledge needed to improve. And I want to say that the women have been more receptive in my call for us proceed to women of Spain. You know, on the last slide, I give them 30% mandatory presence in governance and all structures. And so they are up to it. And if you do well in this sector, I may appeal to the men so that we can go to 40% representation. I also call on foreign or from our diaspora and local investors to join this national movement to bring home capital, ideas, and innovation that feed our people and power our growth. This transformation must include, of course, our youth and women who are the backbone of our farms and markets. When they succeed, Sierra Leone succeeds. This summit cocoa, cashew, oil palm, poultry, livestock, and animal feed, each with strong potential for growth and export. Our vision for this summit is simple: to turn conversations into contracts and investment into jobs so that Sierra Leone truly feeds itself and prospers. So when you connect and when you have conversations about producing here, I want us to translate those many beautiful conversations that I expect into action. Let's have contracts. Let's have deals and finish them as quickly as possible. We aim to mobilize financing for key value chains to strengthen public-private collaboration and empower Sierra agri-businesses. We will use the Presidential Council for Peace to track outcomes on long policy reforms and ensure that every opportunity identified here turns into action on the ground. Like the minister said, this is not a talk shop. It is meant to turn our conversations into actionable plans on the ground. This is how we will build a resilient agri-food economy, one that delivers growth, jobs, and dignity for our people. My company stands ready to support every serious investor with clear policies, fair incentives, and efficient institutions. Create jobs and foreign exchange and open new opportunities for every Syrian. This alone is not just a program, it is a movement to restore pride in our land and hope in our economy and people. From our farms to our markets, we will plant, we will produce, and we will prosper. When we say feed alone, we mean every home, every table, every market, so that no Syrian goes to bed hungry again. Let us make Sierra Leone the next frontier of African agribusiness, a place where partnerships make purpose and where the world comes to invest in food, people, and planet and promises. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the honor of declaring this inaugural Sierra Leone Agri-Food Investment Summit open, and I wish you successful and fruitful. Thank you all.
Mr. President. We will now move to the presentation and signing ceremony of the European Investment Bank, EIB. Mr. Bank, partnership. For this session, I call on Mr. Martin Vincent, who is the European Union Head of Cooperation to Sierra Leone. Mr. Vincent, please.
His Excellency, President of the Republic, Excellencies, esteemed ministers, esteemed representatives, representatives of the development partners community, international local financing institutions, international investors, esteemed private sector, civil society representatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. In its international financial support endeavors, the EU, the Invest Alone, mobilizes funds from the European Investment Bank to pursue two yet complementary objectives. One is about partnership agenda, which is oriented towards the sustainable development goals based in our funding values of the EU. and also a geostrategic agenda of trade and competitiveness. Both agendas embodied in the EU's global gateway strategy, steer below, and are also important dimensions of the EU foreign economic policy and statecraft for mutually beneficial relationships with our partners, and here with our partner Sierra Leone. So in the context of Sierra Leone, agriculture is a pillar of the economy. So agriculture finance is also a pillar of our cooperation under the Feed Salon program. And despite the expansion of products, channels within the financial service sectors, the accessibility to financial resources, also technical competence, services for the agriculture sector continues to be a constraint. And it is, among others, the perceived riskiness of agriculture owing to the sector's exposure of frequent external factors, price fluctuations, threat of crop failure diseases, extreme weather events. These play a major role in limiting the access to finance within the sector. Also, high interest rates, very stringent prerequisites for accessing finance, question of insurance, barriers to accessing finance in the agriculture sector. So in the view of external risks, it is perceived to be too risky to put money, to invest some money into agriculture. This summit is a turning point, very clearly. Exposure. So now how to come out of this, let's say, risk and liquidity trap? To have profitable and sustainable agriculture. Profitable, if not profitable, you will be bankrupt yourself. If it's not sustainable, it's the young generation which will be bankrupt at a certain time. So how to be profitable and sustainable? This is one of the pillars of European Global Gateway strategy, to de-risk investments, to provide connectivity, value chains, energy, transport, to de-risk these investments by an approach which provides innovation, partnership innovation, technical, innovation financial, innovation regulatory, de-risk investments. So one of the main partners to de-risk investments under Global Gateway, on the financial use of the financial part, is the European Investment Bank. The strategy is called the European Sustainable Fund for Development, and EIB is the main partner to project the de-risking strategy in Sierra Leone into the agriculture sector. So it is a partnership in a win-win situation. So the EIB Vista Bank partnership, collaboration between EU and Sierra Leone, under the Global Gateway objectives, and under the European Funds in Development, contributes to enhance the local agriculture finance as a pillar of Feed Salon. This collaboration should reinforce the position also of the strategic interests of the EU as a main partner of Sierra Leone government in the agriculture sector and in the finance access, especially for the small and middle scale enterprises. The EIB, European Investment Bank, operation consists of multi-beneficiary intermediate loan. It's 10 million euros provided to Vista Bank, Sierra Leone. In parallel, a similar loan is also signed with a sister company, Vista, in Guinea. So it's a regional approach. Marking the EIB very first ever cooperation with the financial sector in Sierra Leone. This will be signed after this ceremony, during this ceremony. It will target the small and middle scale enterprise with a very strong focus on the agriculture value chains for 70% of this financing. Targeting notably value chains which are also exporting to the EU. They need to meet certain standards. Cashew, fruits, vegetable processing, rice, cocoa, palm oil, cassava, coffee. So basically the value chains we have involved. And it includes also two priorities which are transferred related to youth employment, and gender equality. So this operation will contribute to what we call the Team Europe, or the EU member states together with the EU initiative, the Green Pact this year, which is regards to food security that aims at developing sustainable, employment-oriented agri-food systems and value chains in Sierra Leone. So it's a long-term partnership endeavor. On the ground, the approach is expected to be embedded within the several interventions led already by the EU under the Feed Salone strategy in Sierra Leone. I just mentioned three key initiatives: the Salone Access to Finance, the Opportunity Salone, and the Sustainable Food and Agriculture Value Chains in Sierra Leone. The Salone Access to Finance is implemented actually by United Nations Capital Development Fund, UNESCO, and provides pre and post investment support to local financial institutions and the private sector. This is already ongoing. It established a kind of matching grant for agriculture, small and middle scale enterprises, which should receive loan from eligible financial intermediaries, which is Vista Bank, MFI, Safe, etc. And so the program will therefore develop the digitalization of the financial services and has already launched first pilot agriculture insurance company, insurance scheme in the country. So it's about de-risking services digitalized for small and medium enterprises. Salone Access to Finance. The Opportunity Salone initiative is implemented by ILO, International Labour Organization, and the initiative contributes to job creation, job quality improvement for women, especially women, youth, mainly in rural areas in Sierra Leone, through inclusive value chain development. Concerns mostly palm oil, cassava, fruit, vegetable, also in cooperatives and small enterprises. Sustainable food, agriculture value chain, financing program of 35 million euro, which has been signed in January this year with the government, and the program will be based on sustainable development, also 3 agriculture value chains, infant food with the third World Food Program, palm oil with FAO, and cassava, which should be signed with the German Corporation before the program. So it is certainly not about speed, it's about going far and as partners together. So technical assistance is also requested to address the technical capacities, and it will be complementary to the Vista Inc. and Vista Bank Sierra Leone strengthening risk management frameworks and ensuring also synergies with the different initiatives which are partly also funded by the European Union. So thank you for your attention, and I wish you, on behalf of the youth on Global Gateway Strategy, the best possible results for this new partnership. Be Vista under this summit, to which I wish all the best success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now I'll invite the European Investment Bank representative for West and Central Africa, Mr. Roger Stewart.
His Excellency, President of Sierra Leone, Chief Minister, Minister of Agriculture, all of the ministers, development partners, Vista Bank colleagues, the acting director of the European delegation here, esteemed guests. It is my great honor to be here with you today to represent the European Investment Bank at this first Sierra Leone Agri-Food Investor Summit, as we mark the signature of a landmark partnership between the European Investment Bank, the European Union, and the Vista Bank. Before I discuss this, though, I would like to say that had you asked me the question earlier about whether I lived in Sierra Leone, I would have raised my hand 6 months ago. But I had the opportunity to visit your fair city about 6 months ago, and it has a very unique topography in the Gulf of Guinea. So, as someone who likes mountains, it has the sea, which many countries do. But as someone who loves mountains, the first time we went to the European Union delegation, I thought at some point we're going to have to get out our crampons to get up to the top of the hill. So it is a very unique city. In any event, so this is my second time in Sierra Leone, but the partnership that we are now entering into with Vista Bank is indeed, as was mentioned, the first ever cooperation between the European Investment Bank and the financial sector here in Sierra Leone. So it is very much a landmark. So it's essentially a 10 million loan to Vista Bank Sierra Leone, which is expected to support 260 billion leones in lending. And by doing so, we're strengthening access to finance for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and mid-caps, and with a particular focus on the agricultural sector. Your Excellency, your passion for agriculture is manifest and has been displayed throughout this event, and notably in your intervention. The Chief Minister gave us some details about the National Development Plan, and the Minister of Agriculture provided some granularity in terms of the sectors. So I'm surprising nobody when I say that agriculture is very much at the backbone of Sierra Leone's economy and provides livelihoods for millions of people. Yet, access to finance remains critically low. It remains very much a challenge. And in our line of credit to Vista Bank, 70% of it will be dedicated to agricultural value chain. The idea, of course, is to catalyze investment in sectors that matter most for Sierra Leone's economy and people. I was listening when you were speaking to the list, and our list matches very closely with yours. I think we missed poultry and a couple of others, but cashew, cocoa, coffee, cassava, infant food, fruit, vegetables, palm oil, rice, all the areas which are essential for prosperity. You also mentioned inclusion. Our partnership does include an aspect of inclusion in the sense that 30% of the loans should be dedicated to SMEs that are owned by or have a significant portion of women in their leadership. This is in line with the 2X challenge criteria and the Women for Stronger Communities and Growth initiative, which was launched recently by the EIB president at the Financing for Development Conference in Sydney. Additionally, 50% of the line will be dedicated to SMEs which are either owned by entrepreneurs or have a significant portion of youth as employees in the organization, like at least 4%. So, of course, by investing in youth, we're investing in Sierra Leone's future. As was mentioned, the operation is guaranteed by the European Union and forms part of the Team Europe initiative for impact in Sierra Leone. Our shared goal is to develop sustainable, employment-oriented agri-food systems and value chains, which is in line with the Feed So On strategy and also the global gateway platform of the European Union. On the ground, the partnership will be embedded within the Salon Access for Finance initiative, which is led by the EU delegation and implemented by the United Nations Capital Development Fund. This program aims to support agricultural SMEs by providing pre- and post-investment support to local financial institutions in the private sector, establishing a matching grant for agricultural MSMEs, and developing digital credit scoring platforms to enhance transparency and predictive analytics. You also mentioned technical assistance, and there's a technical assistance component to the program. There's a dedicated technical assistance aspect which will provide support to final beneficiaries in the agricultural sector with a view to strengthening financial literacy, business planning, and access to sustainable certification. I wish to thank the Vista Bank Group, its president, Mr. Simon Chiantore, all the teams involved for their vision and dedication. My gratitude also to the European Commission and the EU delegation from Freetown, and again, évidemment, our partners in the government for their excellent support. Before I leave, I have to say I have not yet had the Joel off, but I will do my I'll use best commercial efforts to try to do so before I leave. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Please do. Now let's welcome Deputy Managing Director, Vista Bank, Sierra Leone, Mr. Harold Britton Bradford.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, honorable ministers, distinguished representatives of the European Union and the European Investment Bank, members of the diplomatic corps, colleagues from the private sector, members of the fourth estate, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a great honor and privilege to stand before you on this momentous occasion on the official signing of the Youth Agenda Agri-Food Beneficial Intermediate Loan Finance Agreement between the European Investment Bank and Mr. Bank of Sierra. This ceremony represents far more than the conclusion of the financial agreement. It marks the beginning of a transformational partnership, one that will unlock opportunities for farmers, entrepreneurs, and communities across Sierra Leone. This initiative forms part of a wider European partnership supported by the European Investment Bank and the European Union, designed to promote sustainable growth, job creation, and food security across Africa. For Sierra Leone, it perfectly aligns with the government's medium-term national development plan, which prioritizes economic diversification, private sector empowerment, and financial inclusion. Through this 10 million euro facility, this bank will provide targeted financing to small and medium enterprises, with at least 80% directed to SME-led projects in the two engines of our economy. Our goals are clear: to empower women entrepreneurs, dedicating 30% of financing to women-led businesses, to support young people, allocating 50% of funds to youth-led or youth-inclusive enterprises, and to promote inclusive growth, channeling 70% of credit into key value chains such as cocoa, palm oil, cassava, coffee, fisheries, and poultry, strengthening local production and reducing import dependence. Agriculture remains the lifeblood of our nation, employing most of our people, yet too many farmers and agri-businesses face barriers to finance, technology, and markets. Through this partnership, we aim to change that, ensuring that every hardworking farmer, every young innovator, and every woman-led enterprise has access to capital and support the need to grow and succeed. Vista Bank Sierra Leone is proud to be part of this group's long-term investment in Africa, supporting sustainable infrastructure and the growth of SMEs across the continent. Our mission is to provide accessible banking for all, to be the bank of choice, and to drive financial inclusion, economic growth, and shared prosperity. We are fully committed to ensuring that every euro from this facility is used to effectively, transparently, and responsibly to strengthen the real I express our deep gratitude to His Excellency the President for his visionary leadership and steadfast commitment to economic transformation. We also appreciate the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Agriculture, the Governor of the Bank of Sierra Leone for their continued support and collaboration in creating an environment where businesses can thrive. I also extend a heartfelt appreciation to the European Investment Bank and the European Union delegation. May this be the first of many initiatives that empower people, strengthen our nation, and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. I thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would have the symbolic signing session. I would like to invite Mr. Roger Stewart, Mr. Harold Pratigmagu, please head to the table on that side to do the signing ceremony. The table on that side. So the documents are there. To the photographers, please capture the moment. The European Investment Bank and Mr. Bank. Congratulations. I will now invite Yusuf to my side to please guide on the photo op session.
Thank you very much. And I know we want to wrap up quickly. His Excellency has consented for photo sessions, and we are going to have 3 photo sessions conducted at the entrance of the building. The first would be His Excellency the President, the Chief Minister, the FAO representative, Minister of Agriculture, Mohamed Sow of PC, British High Commissioner, and the Chair of the Presidential Initiative for Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security. The second session will be His Excellency the President, the EU Head of Corporation, the EIB Regional Representative, Deputy Managing Director of Vista, and the Minister of Agriculture. The last will be His Excellency the President and foreign partners and investors. And I'm going to quickly go through that. We have a representative of Acumen West African Team, African Development Bank, British International Investment Bank, European Investment Bank, ESATAL, FMO, INPACC, Sahel Capital, Sweet Fund, World Bank, ZVILO, and Let's Start. On that note, please rise for national anthem. Thank you very much. I advise guests who have been announced for the photo, please quickly make your way to the entrance of the building. And the NIB as well, you'll be invited for the photo.
Distinguished guests, please be seated now. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we aren't done. We're just done with the official opening session. We will be having 2 panel discussions, but we will get a tea break of about 15 minutes. After the tea break, we get back into the hall and have 2 panel discussions. But before you head for tea break, we will watch a video from the British International Investment, BII, one of our investments present right now. Let's watch this video from BII.
We need a continuous mentorship. Because overall, una difficile. Tengono un mind di guerra. Cosa andiamo a fare?
Amitsman, the FAU person Amitsman. Okay. Okay. I'm just one.
So I can now they introduce her. They can introduce her to
Fambulem, I just don't witness beside President Julius Madabio, don't officially open the Agri-Business Investment Summit and New Brookfields Hotel. Well, this particular summit here, so earlier on we get the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Henry Musa Paka, we talk to be waiting this particular summit here today about. And we also show Una the locally produced products in a salon, we're well packaged and we're ready for export and for travel it out of the country. Well, this particular summit here, so we aim for bring together investors them, for partner them with local producers them, for help them grow their local businesses them. And we just don't see inside different people and not make statements and not make commitments them. And we also witness inside 2 banks them, when European Investment Bank and also Vista Bank don't sign a deal for support salon agricultural sector and for ensure say feed salon succeed. Well, we also get speakers them like the Chief Minister. We talk on how they will accelerate productivity and commercialization in the agricultural sector. They also talk about how they're going to promote agricultural financing. We all done there now for enhance what's they happen at the feed salon sector. Well, also the people that will make statements, the very important one when a President Bio in keynote statements where he make, he talk say in CSF na farmer, he gets big farm, and not a one farm no more. He get rice farm, he get palm farm, he gets all that in a way he grown in farm. And he tell you about how he can do in activity them at that farm day on weekends. It's we say e not only they do that because of the money where they get from the farm, but because he want for lead by example and ensure say feed salon succeed. He also encourage Sierra Leoneans them for make them go able for support the feed salon initiative and encourage them for go into farming. It tell them say the money dey na bush. So it encourage we all say if now you backyard you start self with farming, then they go able for help ensure say feed salon succeed. It also encourage the investor and say let them all get any worry for invest in agriculture as in government ready for support fully waiting the investors then they come with na the country. They also try for talk to the local farmers and say let them not lose hope, let them continue for support the government as the government self ready for support them and ensure say the paddy business between them for promote feed salon continue and yield benefits for the citizens them, for the government and also for we all. They also talk about exportation. They talk say anything there so where we dey produce na this country not only go there for salon, if we do an in abundance we go able also for export them for go na other parts of the country. The main important thing again where it talk about na the reduction in importation. It say importation don reduce from 2% to 7%. Where that one day na the first time this it don't happen na this country. Well, that one day na some of the thing them where just happen na this particular summit, and anytime from now we get for talk to one pan the people them where don't they support salon in agricultural sector. You know say they get big envelope for support agricultural system across the world, and salon now one pan the country them where they benefit from the support where then they give. Well, we get for talk to one person from the FAO. He go can tell we waiting our name and designation. Hello, sir. Good afternoon and welcome to State House Live. We go and let you tell people your name and your designation from which organization.
I'm Saeed Abubakar Bansi, the FAO representative for Sierra Leone.
Okay, FAO representative from Sierra Leone. We know FAO has been supportive to Sierra Leone's agricultural sector. But before going further, can you please give us a recap of the areas you've been supporting Sierra Leone so far?
As FAO, our key mandate is to provide technical assistance and support to countries. So in Sierra Leone, our support has been mainly supporting Sierra Leone to ensure food security, and also we work in the space of environment and climate change, in which we work with the Ministry of Environment. And then also we work with Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. All these are geared towards ensuring food security. We focus mainly on 4 key strategic objectives: better production, better nutrition, better environment, and ensuring better life for all, leaving no one behind.
All right, okay. Also, we've just witnessed where His Excellency the President has given his keynote statement and officially opened this summit. What's the importance of this summit to FAO?
This summit is very important and key to FAO because we feel this summit is going to bring together investors and also to see the potential that exists in their country for them to invest in the agriculture space and agri-food system in general. This will help boost food production to ensure food security in the country and at the same time create jobs for the youth as well in the agriculture and agri-food system space. It's also an opportunity to bring in potential investors together with farmers and also locally grown, investors within the country, more or less like a matchmaking pool together, be able to learn and also apply what they've acquired from FAO and then also with other investors coming from outside of the country to boost the economic production in the country.
All right, thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
Fambulemuna just know hearing from the representative from the FAO. We don't tell you the work where they know they do na salon and how they know they support salon agricultural sector for ensure say feed salon succeed. Well, Naya so with the end today on live, welcome to Ona. And me, Nayeni Gombuna presenter, the producer, na Margaret Senge, cameraman.
Truth Media.
Truth Media.